I hope you're having a great day, and I hope everyone's been doing their workouts regularly. About a couple of days ago, I was invited to speak at the Pre-Diabetes and the Diabetes Conference in India. And we had a lot of top doctors and Padma Shri winners, doctors, talk about statistics. And I wanted to share that with you. There are over 200 million people currently in our country, in India alone. I'm not talking about the Indian expats that live around the world that are diabetic. This number is meant to double by the end of the year. The number of people in pre-diabetes is over that number, which means very, very soon we're going to have over 500 to 600 million people with diabetes in our country, which is already the diabetic capital of the world. Okay, it is a problem because number one, we don't have the medical infrastructure to treat that many patients. Number two, it is the complications that come across with diabetes. Blindness, going blind at an early age, amputations of a leg or wound that doesn't heal, and then of course metabolic syndrome, cholesterol issues, strokes, cardiac arrest. Well, I don't mean to instill fear in you. I just want to remind you that are you doing the little things that can help you with your health, whether you have diabetes or pre-diabetes or you're looking at prevention? Are you working out regularly? This is mandatory for all of us. Even if it's 15 minutes, have you done it? How many of you worked out yesterday? Give me a thumbs up. How many of you have already worked out today? Give me a thumbs up. And every day we're going to remind you, do these little things. Let it become like a lifestyle, like brushing your teeth. I don't have to motivate you to brush your teeth every day, do I? So like that, we want to make movement and exercise part of our lifestyle every single day because it plays a huge role, a huge role. One of the most important parts that came out in the study was sedentary lifestyles leading to pre-diabetes and diabetes. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is pride and having a humble heart and a humble mind. You see, you would think, what does this have to do with my health? What does this have to do with my overall well-being? It has everything. It has everything to do with all of these things because it creates an energy within us and outside of us. Most relationships today break or are broken because of pride, because of ego, which results in other behaviors that we don't like. Most of our health problems are also because of pride and ego, because pride brings us a whole ton of excuses why we shouldn't work out. It destroys our work careers and our business careers because we think with pride we have authority to control other people and other things, but we're never in control. So I want to talk about pride and how we can have a humble heart and a humble mind. With pride comes disgrace eventually and the fall. We see it happening all across the world. There's pride, there's disgrace, and there's a fall. With humbleness and humility comes wisdom. When you have a mind filled with pride, now of course, don't get me wrong, of course you feel proud about something. Let's say you won a medal today, you achieved something, your cancer treatment's over, you're in remission, you feel proud. That's great. I'm talking about the pride which becomes arrogant, where you think everything is about you. And when I say you, I don't mean all of you, I'm just speaking hypothetically. When you think everyone should serve you, I'm a CEO, everything revolves around me, I'm an actress, I'm an actor, the whole world revolves around me, I'm a billionaire, I control everything, everything should be my way. Well, no, that's the arrogant pride. That is the pride that destroys you and the people around you. So with humility comes wisdom. When we're in a state of humility and humbleness, we're open to learning. We're connected with the divine, with the universe, infinite wisdom, which helps us to evolve, which helps us to change, which helps us to grow, which also helps us to see the obstacles that we put in our own lives, in our own relationships, in our own process of getting healthy or getting sick. But when you operate from a state of pride, nothing happens because guess what? The ego tells you you're always right and everyone else is wrong. The ego makes you feel entitled, that everything should be your way. You like to use a sugar-coated word called perfectionist. There is no such thing as a perfectionist. There is excellence, there is no perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. Perfection will change your behavior, it'll bring anger, make you irritable with small things because you expect everyone and everything to be the way you want it to be. Now, if any of us in this audience today are a perfectionist, or we have pride, or we have humility, I'm not here to judge you. We're all human beings and all of us will have a little bit of all of these things. The point is, how do we get better? How do we do our best to constantly evolve as human beings? Because we're meant to. So what is pride? You've heard of the word self-esteem, self-confidence, self-achievement. That's all great. But the moment you add ego and arrogance to it, it becomes pride. Like, oh, I won this medal. I'm the best. No one's better than me. I'm the best. And you look down on everyone. You can be the winner of the running race, but you don't have to look down on other people. You could have kicked 3 goals in today's soccer match. You are the best. Great job. But you don't have to look down on other people. Your business may be doing really, really well. Great job. You deserve to feel proud. But you do not have to look down on other businesses. You can be the best doctor, the best nutritionist, the best actor, the best actress, whatever it is. You can have more money than your friends. Great. Maybe you earned it the right way. Maybe you deserve it. You studied that much. But you do not have to look down on anyone. Maybe in your relationship, you're the person who's the extrovert. You have all the friends around you and all of that stuff, and you attract everyone around you. But you do not have to look down on your partner. You do not have to make other people feel small. That is arrogant pride. When you look down on people all the time, you're finding fault with people, you're looking down on people. I'm the best. You put yourself up on a pedestal. You're looking down. You can't look up. And what's up? Some people call it God. Some people call it the universe. Some people call it divine guidance. You're looking down all the time on people. You got an MBA. You got a degree. You passed out. Great. Good job. Feel proud. But you do not need to be arrogant. You do not need to put other people down. You see, pride also comes in the way of forgiveness. I'm too proud to forgive. I'm not saying forgiveness is an easy thing. But we all know forgiveness today is tied up with every possible emotional suppression and disease. And of course, there are certain instances that I don't know how people would forgive. Like when a child gets raped, okay, the murder of a baby, or whatever, crimes like that. I don't know how people would forgive. But I'm not in that situation right now. I'm talking about the trivial matters that we face, that we find hard to forgive. How could she say this? How could she do this to me? How could he do that? Well, why not? They're human beings. Like you, human beings are capable of good and human beings are capable of evil. Both spectrums. So what makes you think and what makes you feel entitled that the bad cannot happen to you and only the good should happen to you all the time? Pride. Again, pride. Again, pride. So your pride will come in the way of your forgiveness. Being humble, having humility, but yet being bold and courageous, but not self-egoistic and not self-centric. We are meant to be bold. We're meant to be courageous. We're meant to have strength and courage. We're not supposed to be domats. Being humble or living with humility doesn't make you a domat. If it does, you chose that path. You can be humble, you can have humility, but you can still draw your boundaries. You can still stand up for yourself. You don't have to be obnoxious. You do not have to be self-egoistic and self-centric. But you can still stand up for your rights and draw your boundaries. Pride says, I deserve to be served by everyone. Everyone should put me up on a pedestal because I'm the CEO, I'm the billionaire, I'm the actor, I'm the actress. I have the Ferrari, I have a Louis Vuitton bag, I have a Rolex watch, so I deserve to be on a pedestal. Everyone should serve me. Everything should be around me. That is pride. That is arrogant pride. It never lasts. It never helps you evolve. It doesn't serve you in any way. It only serves your ego. And that's why your ego is tied up with your pride. But when you're humble and when you have humility, the mindset is very different. A lot of people say, Luke, yeah, I do have these qualities. How can I be humble? How can I have humility? There's only one way. Only one way. You serve. Every morning you wake up, you ask yourself, who can I serve today? You pray, who can I serve today? Who can I serve? What does this mean? We can serve in so many ways. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to be a nutritionist. You don't have to be a scientist. You can serve in so many ways. Serving is nothing but lightening up someone's burden or walking up to them. How can I help you? You're going through a problem. How can I help you? How can I be of service for you today? But you see the ego comes up. No, that's for servants to do. That's for servants to do. Why should I do it? How can you serve people around you, in your family, outside of your family? If you have a position of power, how can you use your position of power to serve people who don't have that position of power? How can you use power to create good? How can you use your position to serve others? The egoistic and proud leader will say, oh, I'm the leader, everyone serves me. But the humble leader will say, yes, since everyone serves me, how can I also serve them? You see, charity begins at home. How do you start serving your own family members, your parents, your siblings, your aunts, and then go out? But today everyone wants to show off their charity to the world. Again, that comes from pride because they want people to know, you've done this, I've done this, I wrote out this check, I donated this, I did that. No, it starts at home first. It also starts with you. How are you serving yourself? You've been given the gift of life. How do you serve yourself? How do you serve yourself? Are you looking and investing in your own emotional health, your spiritual growth, your exercise, your sleep, feeding this amazing body with the food it needs? That's service. Service to you. There are people who want to serve everyone else, but they don't want to serve themselves. It doesn't work that way. It absolutely doesn't work that way. So you want to serve. When you're in a state of service, your want and desire to serve, everything works. There's humbleness, there's humility, manifestation works better. Attraction works better because the source is different. The source is not from ego and pride. It is from a state of humbleness. To serve, getting into a relationship. What can I get? Of course, but what can you give is also important. Okay? It's so important for us to understand that. You may be the best surgeon in the world, the best doctor in the world, the best nutritionist in the world. How are you serving your people? How are you serving your communities? Anyone and everyone. There's a beautiful, beautiful quote by Benjamin Franklin. There is no one useless in this world, absolutely no one useless in the world, who lightens the burden of someone else. You can be the least qualified person. Maybe you have nothing going on well for you in your life right now, but you are not useless if you are serving someone in whatever way it is. If you compare your service to someone else, there's always going to be someone doing something better than you. But the point is, it starts with you. It is so important for us to understand because there are too many people operating from ego and pride. And you can go in for therapy and therapist after therapist and therapist after therapist. But if you are not changing the space within you from which you operate, it doesn't change anything. The foundation has to change. So your question to yourself at the end of the day is, how did I serve people today? Anyone. It could have been the smallest thing you did for someone. You served them. Maybe you didn't have an opportunity to serve anyone today, but even asking a question to someone, how can I help you? Is there anything I can do? Is service. Once you start incorporating in this in your life, you understand everything within you starts to change. What are we aiming for? Harmony within us. That's the foundation of great health. You can have all the expensive treatments in the world, all the expensive nutrition and supplements in the world, but if there's no harmony within you, nothing works. Serve, serve, and serve. It is not derogatory in nature. In our country, in India, it's sad that people even slap their servants, abuse their servants, shout at their servants. Their servants are serving them. And instead of giving them respect and whatever they do, need to give back, they think they own them. Pride, arrogance. And these people are never, ever, ever happy. That pride and arrogance seeps into their relationships with their loved ones, with their children, with their communities, destroying communities and cultures across the state. It is up to us, personal responsibility. Ask yourself every day, who can I serve? How can I serve? And at the end of the day, when you're reflecting at night, it's the most beautiful feeling when you find, wow, I served this person today. I was able to help this person today. The deepest gratitude that you feel in your heart, it's one of the best feelings ever. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep. And remember, you care, it's all about you.